Plaintiff Jolise Reddick says she and the defendant were lifelong friends, but things changed 4 years ago when the defendant started drinking excessively. Jolise claims the defendant is an aggressive drunk who needs to go to rehab, and she's suing her today for rent. Defendant Jasmine Taylor says Jolise is a hypocrite because not only is she an alcoholic, but she's also a weed head. Jasmine claims living with Jolise was a huge mistake, and she's countersuing her for a security deposit.
Start with you.
Yes, so Jasmine and I have been long-term, lifelong friends. We had some of the same interests and some of the same goals, like going to college, cosmetology school, and things like that.
Okay. Did you all do it?
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Both of you went to cosmetology school?
No, sir. I went to Eastern Michigan University College.
And where did she go?
I believe Mary Grove in Detroit, Michigan.
Yeah.
Do you know that school?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You know where I went, right?
I do not.
And
When did you graduate?
2000 from college, 2018.
The signs are all over campus.
I'm apologetic, extremely apologetic.
They have my face and everything.
the banner, you got a banner?
Yeah, you know they got a banner of me.
Yeah.
I'll keep my eyes open for it.
They don't keep your eyes open. Yeah, I attended Eastern, that's why but our center is right around the corner from Mary Grove on 7 Mile. So you all right with me.
Thank
I don't know about you.
I went to Eastern Michigan University College.
You know where I went, right?
I do not.
And
When did you graduate?
2018.
The signs are all over campus.
I'm apologetic, extremely apologetic.
They have my face and everything.
Plaintiff Jolise Reddick was lifelong friends with the defendant, but she claims the defendant is an aggressive drunk who needs to go to rehab.
And you all have always gotten along?
Yes, we used to do everything together up until about 4 years ago. I noticed that Jasmine had started to drink a lot. Horrible habit of drinking. Every day in and day out, it was maybe about 4 or 5, even
She's
6.
been drinking today?
Honestly,
You
yes.
been drinking?
No, I
Has
have
she?
not.
Yes, she
I
has.
was wondering why
No.
she had that little grin on her face.
I'm always-
You been drinking?
No, I have not.
Why you?
I'm just a happy person. I smile a lot.
Everybody happy when they drink.
I
No, you
smile it
got
out.
mean drunks too, so okay. All right, go ahead.
The behavior became excessively aggressive. She would become irate. She would say things. She would
Mean
yell.
drunk? Okay.
Yes. She would black out. She would not clean up after herself and things like that. Basically, she eventually she wasn't able to support her habit, so she would have to have lots of men around her in order to support her habit for her. Nothing was more important than alcohol at that point. Jasmine has been struggling with alcohol addiction for a very long time now. She's also extremely young.
Did she acknowledge it? Do you have an alcohol problem, young lady?
I do not. I don't.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I'm worried for her, and I feel as if it would be extremely beneficial for her to seek help.
Now that you've said it publicly, have you said it to her parents? Or certainly you can now. Have you talked to them about it?
I have not.
See what you can do, though, okay? Keep
Yes,
trying, all right, to
Yes, sir.
intervene. I'm glad to have you. A good friend to even be concerned. Even if it's not true, you at least know you got a friend who would be concerned about you if you had an alcohol problem, but you claim you don't. All right, you tell me about your friendship.
Well, me and Jolise, like she said, we've been friends for a very long time. We grew up on the same street in Detroit. We grew up on 7 Mile in
what?
Mansfield.
Mansfield?
Yep, 2 houses down. Moving in with her was a mistake. On both of our behalf.
Why?
Why? Because she's not the same person she used to be. You know, she's very judgmental. She's a hypocrite.
About what? What is she judgmental about?
She's an alcoholic too, and she's a weed head. She's a weed junkie. That's all she do. She even took me to my very first bar I've ever been to at the age of 17 when I graduated high school. I went to Cody High School.
So did I until they kicked me out. One semester. Go ahead.
But yeah,
Cody is a tough school. Tough,
It is.
tough,
I
tough.
graduated.
They drove her to drinking. That's what happened. I
No,
was trying to figure out
I
what
wouldn't
happened.
say that.
You went to Cody. I don't know how you got over to Cody. That's in my territory,
I'm a
the
good
Herman
person.
Garden Project.
I got through it.
Yeah, they tough. I know I like to deviate with stories, but this is the reality of it. When I left the Herman Gardens, the projects there, and went to college, and I came back one summer. I had gotten my GED and went to college, and all my financial aid was straight. I didn't have to pay a dime. I didn't have parents, so I got a bigger grant, got loans. So I come back to tell the good news to the same guys I used to run with. Hey, man, y'all go out and get y'all to college. All you got to do is get a GED. You know what they did? They pistol whipped me and robbed me.
Wow.
Right up here, you can see the dent on my head, that scar right there.
Yeah, I can see it.
So it's hard to go back sometimes. But you know what I did? I went to a local church and I started holding career development workshops when I was home in the summer, and later when I graduated. I had other speakers come in. We had job training programs there, community colleges, universities, to sign whoever would come in. But I wasn't going to them. I'll open the doors for you. But now that outreach didn't work out too well.
For you. That's awesome.
Extending my hand, that didn't work out. So I'm glad you survived over there.
I sure did. I actually was a mentor at Don Bosco Hall, right?
Really?
Yeah, I was.
All right. I'm impressed with you. They ain't doing too much drinking. She's mentoring. Where you mentoring? What you do? Well, you mentor.
I'm a substitute teacher, actually.
Where?
Metro Detroit, so everywhere. They call, I come.
Right, sure do. All right, good. Congratulations. Glad to hear you two ladies are helping the community. Good.
Actually was a mentor at Don Bosco Hall, right?
Really?
Yeah, I was.
All right. I'm impressed with you. They ain't doing too much drinking. She's mentoring. Where you mentoring? What you do? Well, you mentor.
I'm a substitute teacher, actually.
Good. Congratulations. Glad to hear you two ladies are helping the community. Good.
Plaintiff Jolise Reddick was lifelong friends with the defendant, but she claims the defendant is an aggressive drunk who needs to go to rehab.
And the rent, how does she owe you? What happened?
Yes, so we actually had an agreement. The agreement was that Jazz would come and live at my apartment, and upon moving in, she would provide me with a $250 security deposit, and she would pay first month's rent, which was half of $1,040, $520. Jasmine did pay me the $250. However, we didn't. It was too awkward. The house was a mess. I didn't like the smell of the weed. Also, alcohol constantly a
She
party.
said you smoke weed.
Well,
Much you
Jasmine
like the smell of
doesn't.
weed.
Jasmine doesn't give it a break. You know, it's just
She said you're the one
constantly-
smoke weed day and night.
She does as well.
She's lying.
As well. That means you do smoke it day and night. But you
Not as
can't
much
do
as
too
her.
much smoking when you're teaching those children,
Yes,
I'm sure.
most definitely.
All right.
However, it's just excessive. The arguments with her male companions, whoever
That
that
she
might be.
abuses marijuana.
Yes, I believe she
Okay.
does, most definitely.
I don't have a problem with weed smokers. I'm against the abuse of marijuana. And smoking all day is abusing it.
Yes.
One joint a day, all right? That ain't abuse. That's
Yes.
just relaxing.
Yes.
All right. It's like taking a glass of wine at night. All right. And what do you say to this, ma'am? The rent.
With the rents, I pay her rent plus security deposit. So I feel like I shouldn't have to pay her I didn't even stay there for a whole month. The end of July, I wasn't even there at the end of August. I moved out before the end of August. So her saying that I should pay that is really
That's your counterclaim of security deposit.
Yes.
What do you say about returning her security deposit?
She didn't tell me when she was leaving. She just left. We did talk about her leaving, but we never discussed a specific date. I guess she just became frustrated with it, so she had just left. She didn't take all of her things with her. She left the place a mess, and she never paid rent for August.
You're deducting her security deposit from the rent that she owes? Is that what you're doing?
Well, if she paid the rent, then I would just give her back her security deposit.
If you haven't given it to her, you do owe it to her. the $250. And however, as you said, she owes you the rent. So I can just do that math. $250 security deposit, $520 for the rent. Everybody gets what they're asking for. However, when you do the math, you're left with $270. So good luck to you ladies. Where are you working? She told me she does substitute teaching.
I used to work for Chrysler. I was a porter.
Okay.
So.
What are you doing now?
I'm still kind of doing that. I'm on call, and I kind of do a little bit of waitressing.
Did you finish your education?
I graduated high school.
You don't have, she doesn't have a job. She doesn't.
Quiet.
Your Honor, I do have a job. She's been lying the whole time.
I want to hear about your skills.
Yes. My skills?
Where did you finish? What did you finish?
I finished high school.
No, that's not enough. Then I
No,
can't
I
help
went
you.
to Dorsey for cosmetology.
Okay,
I have
well
my
then,
senior
start talking.
certificate.
Uh-huh.
I have to go take my state test so I can
Okay.
obtain my license.
Okay.
And I
Good.
love
All
doing
right.
it.
Well, that's what I was asking, because high school is not enough
It's
these
not.
days.
It's not.
And that's why I wanted to hear. All right, and you told me. Good luck to you. Proud of y'all. Have a good day.
All what man? I have a boyfriend. I don't be with
All of the
every
different
man.
men that you
And
have in the house
us being
every
here
other day.
with the no, not every other day. I have a brother, so I treat myself well.
I know your brother.
I know
those
you
men
know
aren't your
that
brothers.
you tried to talk to, and you're supposed to be my what? God sister.
Those men aren't your
So
brothers. I just want my money.
Plaintiff Katina Dickerson says while doing a project for school, her daughter discovered that the defendant may be Katina's brother. Katina reached out to the defendant and they've been in contact ever since. But she petitioned the court for a DNA test to prove that they are related. Defendant Lamont Nottage says he was shocked when his niece called him and said that Katina may be his biological sister. Lamont claims he's excited about the possibility of having another sibling, and he's eager for the DNA test results today.
Tell me how this subject matter came to be.
My daughter was doing a sociology project for a family tree for her college class. And she came in my room early one Sunday morning and told me she found my brother. And I asked her how, and she showed me.
You knew you had a brother?
I did not know I had a brother from my father. I'm the youngest of 6. I have 4 older brothers and 2 older sisters. And I did not know about him.
He's from your father, not
Yes.
your mom.
Yes.
Your other siblings are with your mom.
Yes.
Okay, and what gave her that impression? She said based on her research?
Because it was based on her research, but it was also based on the fact that he was under my father on a family tree that she had found online.
Okay. And how did you all pursue it after that? Did you
We
call
reached
him?
out
What
and
happened?
contacted a family member that he's closely in contact with online, and she put us in connection with him. And me and him spoke that same day on the phone, and we exchanged information and kind of
Okay.
figured.
All right. She didn't ask for no money, did she?
No, sir.
Oh,
No, sir.
this is mighty strange. You happen to have big money now, looking good. Mighty strange. All of a sudden,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
you're her brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
Plaintiff Katina Dickerson suspects the defendant is her brother, but she petitioned the court for a sibling DNA test to find out the truth.
You tell me, give me an assessment from your standpoint of what's going on and what has happened.
Yes. It's an honor to be in front of you, Judge Mathis. Okay? We have similar backgrounds. My dad divorced my mother.
Now that's where we in. I didn't know my dad.
Yes.
That's where our background in. Go ahead.
And I got a call from my nieces to pieces, and she stated that Uncle Mott, she received a call that said her grandfather was the same as my grandfather, which would be my father. I said, okay. And I said the same thing you did. Well, I don't have no money, so
I'm just kidding.
you do some research, then call me back. And she did. And she gave me my sister's number. And me and my sister have been chopping it up for the last 7 months.
Yeah.
She knew a lot about my dad, and I lost my sister I grew up with in '94, and this is my other niece, Jasmine. So me and my sister touched bases 7 months ago, And since then, I met my other nieces to pieces and Sydney, and the two nieces got together and me and my sister got together. And it is wonderful that I have a new sister.
Okay. And now you all want the paperwork to take with you.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, sir.
This is the easy one. No child support involved. Nobody's
Yes, sir.
mad about the other one because they were seeing somebody at the same time.
Yes.
And it may or may not be my son. This is a good one. So
Yes.
let's give them their
Okay.
paperwork.
That's all right.
Come on up. State your name.
Hello. My name is Sydney Dickerson. So one day I was doing a project from my college. It was a sociology project. It was basically just build your family tree. I didn't have much information on my mother's father, but I got a lot of information from my grandmother. My mother didn't have a lot of information to give me on her father, just a name and a birth date. So I just basically started from there, and from there I started to find Census Bureau reports from like years and years ago. I was able to track the Nottage family all the way back to Tarpon Bay. And through that, I was able to see Rudolph Nottage's death certificate. I found his marriage certificate with Lamont's mother's name on it.
Okay.
From there, I was able to find Lamont's birth certificate with his father's name on it. His sister, Vivian, I believe her name was, who would have been my aunt. And from there, I reached out. I searched him on Facebook. He was born Freance Lamont Nottage.
Okay.
And but he goes by Lamont Nottage. And before I contacted him, I contacted his niece, Jasmine, to just basically ask like if any of the information I have is like sounds familiar to anything you know. And she was basically like, yeah, this is my uncle. I'll have him reach out, and we basically talked, compared information, and here we are.
Yeah. Well, you're a regular Henry Louis Gates here.
That's right.
I'm just watching one of his shows on PBS. He's the researcher, ancestral, particularly in Africa. He's Afrocentric researcher and does shows, history of African struggle, history of African American struggle, Revolutionary War. He also did. So I was just watching that last night. And Questlove was the subject. And he was able to track Questlove's, and he said this is the first time, Henry Louis Gates said this is the first time he was able to track an African American back all the way to the location they were taken from in Africa.
Wow.
Right. And I was able to I was able to trace them all the way back to Tarpon Bay, all the way to their immigration to Miami, and then from Miami
What do
I
you
got
mean
their
immigration?
Tarpon Bay is Bahamas.
Oh.
So the Bahamas, they immigrated Lamont's
Okay,
grandparents.
I was making sure you're not saying slavery was immigration.
Oh, no. No, not slavery. Tarpon Bay, Bahamas.
Some people are confused. They have some history book that said that. That
no.
blacks,
Immigration
black
and
folks
slavery is two different
immigrated from Africa. Referred to us as immigrants. No, we were dragged over in chains in the holds of slave ships, standing, squeezing next to each other, standing up all the way. That doesn't sound like immigration. Right. In fact, what he discovered, Henry Louis Gates, and disclosed, was that Questlove's relative was on the last slave ship to come from Africa. Wow. He knew it all the way back from the time they were captured and brought over. So good work by him, and it sounds like you're doing some great work.
Plaintiff Katina Dickerson suspects the defendant is her brother, but she petitioned the court for a sibling DNA test to find out the truth.
Let me say this. Names a lot of times don't give you all the information that you need. For example, people are often adopted. They kind of go by names that are listed and they put on birth certificates. Unfortunately, you're not related. So I'm going to give you that part of the result and We'll help and we'll follow up, all right? You all want to follow up more?
Yeah.
Make sure my staff will talk with you guys and we'll follow up.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Well, at least we know. He's my brother.
There you go. And that's my sister. Okay? Regardless, that's my sister. And that's my nieces to pieces. And that's my other nieces to pieces. Okay? And we family regardless now.
Yeah.
On whatever anybody say.
Yep.
Awesome.
That'd be my sister forever. She look like me. So I don't okay?
Plaintiff Heather Thorson says soon after her 17-year-old son was born, the defendant, his father, disappeared. Heather claims despite the fact that the defendant is a deadbeat dad, her son didn't want his father to go to jail because he wanted a relationship with him. Heather's suing because she claims the defendant is $85,000 behind in child support. Defendant Chad Voss admits that he abandoned his son after he was born, but claims it was because his son was very ill and he didn't know how to handle it. Chad says that he was a deadbeat dad and he deeply regrets not being there for his children, but he's currently making payments toward his back child support.
Tell me what happened.
I met Chad about 18 years ago. We had a child. He was born at 21 weeks of pregnancy. He was 12 ounces and 9 inches long, very sick for 7 months. Chad was in and out of our lives that entire time. We married briefly after that for insurance purposes. Chad didn't stick around very long. He came back, he stole my car and sold like the car seat and everything.
Stole your car?
Mm-hmm. We became divorced. He was quartered to pay child support. In that time, Chad had impregnated another woman, and shortly after that, another one. He was quartered to pay $35 a week. Never did. During the time of when he took the car, he was prosecuted for stealing a credit card or something out of the car. That was a receipt left in there from before we purchased it, so he was charged with credit card fraud. He was put in Huber, where when he was on work release, he took off to another state. We hadn't heard from him for years. At this point, Chad owes me $85,000 in back child support.
Back when we first met, we had issues. Our son was very, very ill. I did leave. And,
Why?
Wasn't in my right frame of mind.
You
Was
dope
young.
fiend? You a dope addict, crackhead?
No, sir. No, that I am not.
What was wrong with your mind?
Just a lot of stress of dealing with the sickness of our son.
So you run from it?
And very young, yes. I ran from it.
All right, and let me make an observation about that, because people are confused as to how we have so many single parents raising their children. That's the number one reason, is because the father feels so inept. You're a prime example of someone who ran because you had too much stress that you couldn't handle. But the problem I have with men who run from their responsibilities because of a little stress, obviously the woman can stand up to the stress and she can stand up to all the problems. So you should stay there and fight it out. So you ran off and left your family because you couldn't deal with the anger and the stress. And what did that lead to?
Well, part of what started that is I was held in contempt for child support because I wasn't paying well. I was still residing in Wisconsin. And as time went by, I had met and got into another relationship. We had moved from where we were at to Indiana, which was a little bit closer. And things were bothering me because I knew that I was always looking over my shoulder. I always had that
Looking
thought
over your
in my
shoulder
mind.
for what?
Getting in trouble for not paying child support and being on the run.
That's the only thing bothered you about this situation?
No, not the only thing.
If Heather Thorson has a 17-year-old son with the defendant, and she claims he abandoned their son after he was born and is currently $85,000 behind in child support.
Is this the son?
Can I say something?
Is this the son that you're
Yes.
talking about?
Yes, it is.
What did you want to say, ma'am?
Before Chad left from Huber, he made 3 other kids in Milwaukee. So he wasn't not only, he's in $165,000 in arrears just in Wisconsin. And he's been gone this entire time. So I proceeded to try and find Chad throughout the years because my son does have some medical issues that were pretty pertinent due to his early birth. Finally, Chad was arrested and charged with 7 counts of failure to support a child and executed back to Wisconsin.
They executed him. Well, he came back to life.
Or that's what they
Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry.
Go ahead. Did you say he was executed?
Yeah, I did. That's what I was hoping, but no.
Go ahead.
So he was brought back to jail. We got word. My son didn't want to see him at that time. But my son was obviously excited to get to know who his father was.
How much time did he get? That's what I'm interested in.
I stood up in court per my son's request and asked them not to put him in jail because he has not just the 4 kids in Wisconsin, but he has others. So I didn't want the kids to have to go through that. That wouldn't be fair to any of them. So, and it wasn't going to help me get the money. And, you know, when Brandon was growing up, it wasn't about the money. It was more about his health. But now it's kind of about the money because he's growing up and he wants to go to college. He's getting ready to join the military. He's in Civil Air Patrol. And since
It says a lot about you, young man. You've overcome some tremendous obstacles. That says a lot about you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
And we were hoping for the best. You know, when Chad came back, we were hoping for a little bit different. And it was let down
What
after
else do you
letdown.
want to say, sir?
I do feel horrible for what I did. And I'm glad that I'm able to try to have the second chance. I've still made some mistakes.
Are you paying child support
Yes,
now?
sir, I am paying
Okay.
child support. I love him to death. I missed a very important situation with my son in June because I could not take off work.
You want to talk?
Yes. He hasn't really, he's tried, but not his best. He's tried, but he's let me down time after time, breaks promises. He's putting his girlfriends before me, he's promised me cars, and I'm just really hurt.
Young man, I'm so proud that you were able to overcome this and you're able to obtain some success, continue with your success, and use this as a sense of inspiration, all right? That's what I did. My dad wasn't part of my life either. I really didn't spend any more than about 30 days with him in my entire life. But quite frankly, that inspired me to kind of want to show him. And sure enough, oddly enough, I'm told that when he was on his deathbed, that he saw where I was elected judge, the youngest judge elected in the history of the state.
That's awesome.
Got me? And he gonna be bragging on you then. Well, that's my son. Whatever it is, that's my son. That's my son. Somebody gonna say, shut up, you done had nothing to do with it. Judgment for the plaintiff. Have a good day.
I want to apologize to both of you. I feel so bad, and I want to move forward. Sorry, I love you.
I love you too.
We tried to reach out to Heather Thorson, Brandon Voss, and Chad Voss, but were unable to get a hold of them. So if you're watching, please give us a call.